Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be reviewing all of this Japanese brand coffee in a can. So in Japan, coffee in a can is quite common in convenience stores and vending machines. So during my time in Japan, you often find this brand of coffee in convenience stores, and they usually come in both hot and cold option. It is quite unusual for us coming from Melbourne, Australia, because coffee in a can is not a concept that we usually do. And also in Melbourne, you know, there's a massive coffee culture here. So going out, going to a cafe with friends and have a brunch and order a cup of coffee is such a common thing that, you know, if you tell someone that, you know, you can get your coffee from a can in a vending machine, people would just be shocked. So most of the coffees here that you see are popular brands in Japan. Suntory especially, this one, the Premium Boss, you probably will see it in most places, even at like 7-Eleven in Japan. They are one of the most popular brands. I've tried this one before. Kirin, so you probably have heard of Kirin beer. They have their own coffee brand as well. I've not tried the Kirin coffee brand. UCC is a brand that I've tried quite a bit when I was in Japan. I do like them. I like that their coffee is really dark, but I wanted to do a comparison today to see if that is any different from the rest. From memory, I do believe that some of the black coffee, they can taste quite watery, but UCC has got this really strong roasted flavor and it just tastes amazing. I found this surprisingly in one of the Asian grocery stores in Melbourne City, and I wonder if it's the same as this. So I'm actually tempted to give them a go, side-by-side comparison, to see if there's any difference. And the rest of the brands, I don't think I've tried them before. I probably will do comparison like that and then work out which ones are my favorite. So I guess really these four brands are, yeah, this is Sangria as well, just a regular black. And this is same brand as this regular black, but the packaging is different. So I got this in Malaysia during my recent trip back home, so I thought I'll give this a go. And yeah, I don't think I've heard of this brand before. It's Daido, D-Y-D-O. Same thing, all of this coffee has got no sugar in it and no milk. I wanted to taste the coffee on its own. Personally, I don't drink my coffee with milk or sugar. To me, they are kind of like unnecessary calories, and I don't like the taste of sugar or like milk in my coffee, and I'm on lactose anyway, so I don't usually have milk in any of my drinks. Funnily enough is that I never used to drink coffee my entire life. I think I got into coffee about 3 years ago when I was at work. One of my colleagues, he used to make his own coffee every day without fail. When I say he make his own coffee, he'll bring his beans, he'll grind it, hand grind it, and then he'll boil his water. That's the whole drip coffee, and no milk, no sugar. And yeah, he got me into it and I got hooked to it. So ever since, I usually go for V60 or drip coffee if I can, or batch brew in cafe. Not a big fan of long black. It's just the way that they've been pulled, and you know, it's a little bit more bitter, but if I can, batch brew, V60 are usually my go-to. And if I'm out and about, I actually don't mind some of these. They're actually pretty good. And yeah, let's get started. Before I begin, I just wanted to say that I probably won't finish all of these at one go, but definitely I will taste test all of them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna open all the bottles. I'm gonna struggle, I know that. And go from that. Okay, so straight up, the UCC bottle is quite easy to open. And I love these tin cans because they're usually really easy to open. You don't need, it's not hard at all. I've never had issues opening them up, so there you go, that's easy. It's the ones in the can that you need to flip it like this are the ones I really hate because I don't have long nails, and I just usually find them really hard to open. And sometimes you might mess up and have it spill everywhere, which I didn't spill this, but you probably can see some of it came out to the rim of the can. Definitely for me, twist caps are my preference. And even these, the lid of the drink is aluminium, or metal, whatever it is. So it's not plastic. It's better for the environment, I guess. 4 more to go. What I usually find is that even though it's coffee, it's kind of carbonated. When I twist them open, it's got this air that releases. So I'm not too sure if it's just air that was trapped in the can or it's carbonated, but we'll try. Ooh, not too bad. Ugh. Last one. And this is shaped in the form of a mini barrel. How cute. Okay, so now I'm going to pour some of it into each cup and we'll go from there. Okay, so I've kind of grouped them into 2 groups. This group here, these 4 bottles here would be the brands and the coffee that I've tasted. And these 5 here would be new coffee brands that I've not tasted. So they are all either picked up from a grocery store, a couple of different grocery stores in Melbourne, Asian grocery stores mostly. You definitely can find them in a lot of the Asian grocery stores here because especially around Elizabeth Street or in the CBD area. And I think the only one that I've got from overseas was this one, from Daiso, Malaysia. And because I've not tasted these before, I thought I was just going to start with these and then go with the ones that I'm familiar with. In terms of color, they all kind of look the same, to be honest. Probably some are just a little bit darker than the others. You probably can't really tell. It's just such a slight difference that doesn't make that much of it. You can't really compare in that sense. But yeah, let's start with this brand. So what I've got here is the Fire brand Black. It's quite fragrant, like a roasted coffee bean smell. It has a slight bitterness to it. And I say that because I'm using it based on my memory that I've had with these. They are quite smooth. So even though they are deep and rich, but they're smooth at the same time. I don't know how to describe it, but this one, oh yeah. So sorry, this is actually from the Kirin brand. So this is the Kirin Fire brand, and it says here in the English translation, which helps because I can't read Japanese, is that it's a sharpness blend. Maybe that's why I could taste a bit of that bitterness to it. So next we're gonna try the Sangria Coffee Crown Coffee. This one is really smooth and mild. So for those who are not a big fan of really strong bitter coffee, you probably will like this because it's a bit watered down, but in a good way. You see, you can taste the coffee in it. And it definitely have that richness of a coffee bean, but it's kind of mild. It's really easy to go down the throat. It doesn't have that strong sharpness that hits you like this one did. Next one, again, is Sangria. It says regular black. Don't really know what's the difference between the Crown Coffee and the regular black. I'm assuming the Crown Coffee might be the more premium option. So the regular black has got a little bit more bitterness to it, similar to the Kirin Fire black coffee. I guess the Crown Coffee is just, I don't know, I really can't read Japanese, and it doesn't have it doesn't have English description on it, so oh, and another benefit of drinking black coffee that's got no sugar and milk in it is because they are all 0 calories. That's so typical Japanese packaging. They always have the calories indication that tells you, does it fit your daily calories or not? Maybe that's why they're so skinny, because they do a lot of counting. I quite like this one. I'll try it again. It's smooth and it's yeah, it's really smooth, even though it's slightly bitter. But it's really smooth going down. I like it. Maybe I'll keep an eye for this, but I got it from overseas, so probably not easily. I've never seen it in Melbourne, so it's probably not an easy option for me to get. And the last one that I've never tried before, I think it says premium beans are being used. I can read Chinese, so it says premium bean being used. Let's try it. Again, this one is really bitter. I think out of the lot, that's the most bitter. Perfect for those who like bitter coffee, real coffee. But I'm not a fan. Like, it doesn't do much for me, even though it's premium bean. So, quick recap. Out of the lot, I probably will enjoy the Kirin Black if I really need a strong coffee kick. And this is quite easily available everywhere, the Kirin brand. Quite enjoy the Crown Coffee if I just need a second coffee pick-me-up that isn't too strong, that drives me nuts. Coffee definitely have an effect on me. If I drink too much, I will get jittery. Probably not a good idea. So I try to limit maybe one a day, and for the days I don't really need it, I'll skip it. Probably no coffee for me tomorrow. I need a detox from all of these. So these two, I kind of like it from the lot. I actually don't mind this one either, but I don't know, it's probably hard for me to get in Melbourne. It's probably not an easy option for me. Definitely my preference would be these three. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare the two Boss brands. One is Premium Boss and one is just a regular Boss black coffee. You probably this brand is probably one of the most popular and recognized brand in Japan and outside of Japan as well. Reason behind that is, I guess Suntory is a major beer brand in Japan, and they do other drinks as well. I'm assuming if they do coffee, they definitely will be doing soft drinks as well, and snacks and the likes. Straight up, when I bring the coffee to my nose, it's got this really distinctive smell to it. Like, you know how when you're about to drink a beer, it's got that yeast scent to it before you drink it, like you can smell it, you can inhale it. I think this is very similar to that. I'm not too sure if it's because they are a beer brand that does that. From the packaging, it doesn't say anything in terms of ingredients or, you know, apart from coffee. Well, no, the translation isn't that great because I'm pretty sure the ingredients are beans, not coffee. But yeah. Even though I've had these drinks before, it's just really unique to compare them with these because I definitely can taste and smell the yeast in this. It's different. For those 5 coffee that I've just tasted, when you drink it and you smell it, straight away you can smell that coffee beans. It's just very straightforward. But for this, when I bring it to my nose, I can smell that unique yeast, slightly different. I could be making this up, I don't know. I could be delusional after drinking this much coffee, but it does have this distinctive smell to it. Maybe that's why it's so unique, maybe it's why it's different, or maybe it's why people love it, I don't know, but I'll try it again. Yeah, maybe they make them from the same beer factory, and you know, some of that scent get absorbed into it. I have no idea. Between the two, I would say that they have a very slight wheat, not yeast, but wheat scent to it. Similar to the likes that when you drink a beer, you can inhale it before you drink it. The regular black option has got more of a coffee blend to it. And for the premium black version, it's not watered down, but it's got a slight different taste to it and an aftertaste. So even after drinking it, you know how sometimes when you have a coffee and it's so bitter, when you drink it, you'd be like, ugh, it hits you at the back of the throat after swallowing it. But these ones are really smooth. I guess that's also one of the reasons why I like black coffee from Japan. I can't say for the same with the milk and the sugar options. I've heard in the past that people don't like it and they say that it's crap coffee because the milk, I guess the fake milk powder that they use is very different to the milk you get here in Australia. And if you're used to the coffee and the milk here in Australia, you probably would not like it anywhere else in the world, which is why people snob coffee when they travel. But to me, it doesn't make that much of a difference because I don't drink milk or sugar, so it's quite straightforward for me. It's either the bean, how they roast it, and if it's smooth to go down. I don't really like it when it's really bitter or like, you know, it's really hard and you need to chase it with some water. So yeah, for me, these are pretty good. You can't go wrong with them, I guess. If I were to compare them with the Kirin and the Crown coffee that I mentioned before, I probably will still like these two. I guess, again, if you want something that's really strong, you'll go for Kirin Fire. And if you want for something that's just, you know, nice to the palate, you know, it will ease you up to waking up in the morning, you probably will go for Premium Bloss, because the last thing you want to wake up to is like, ugh, strong black coffee. I guess it's good if you have an exam or, you know, you've got a big presentation, you just want to wake up straight away. But not so much if you're just chilling and, you know, you just want to take your time, and if you're on a holiday, definitely Premium Boss would be the way to go. Comparing with these, I probably would not go for the Boss Black because it's just pretty average. Yes, it's got that different scent to it compared to the other coffee brands, but not much of a difference between the two. Yeah. Last but not least is this brand UCC Black. To me, the reason why I went for this is the packaging is really clean. You know, it says black. The words here I could read, it says no sugar, and then it just says deep and rich regular coffee 100%. There's got these Chinese words here. I'm guessing it says there's no additional fragrance or anything like that. So in comparison to something like the Kirin or like the Suntory, they are quite heavy in Japanese words and things like that. I guess, you know, for a traveler, you just gravitate to something that's simple, easy, and it stands out. So that's why I kind of like this. And this is usually my go-to coffee brand if I have it and if I have options to choose from. Let's try it. I don't know if I'm biased. Maybe I like the packaging. Maybe it never fails me. UCC Black, the best way to describe it is that it's deep and rich. It's not watered down. Definitely don't have that taste to it. but at the same time it's so smooth to go down. And what's really unique in all of these coffees that they all come in different shapes and sizes. So you probably can see this. They're in different shape and sizes. So to me, for something like this, the Premium Boss, it does feel like it's a little bit too big. I don't know if it makes sense. Like it's a little bit too much. Like I don't need that much coffee. Something like this, it says about 390 grams net weight of coffee. I feel like that's quite a bit of coffee. I really don't need that much. The UCC Black comes in 275 grams. So I guess this is a good portion for someone like my size who don't need too much. And for one of these cans, it says it's 185 ml. So I feel like this is just a little bit too small. I guess the good thing about the options like this is that there's a small, medium and large option. So, you know, it's good to always have options. But personally, I think I just like the size of these. I like that it's smooth. I like that you can have it in hot and cold option. I like the packaging, so shallow, I know. Yeah, and it just smooth, and I think they just got the right formula. And the last one, let's try this. This is actually probably the biggest bottle of coffee I've ever seen. And again, I got this from Melbourne. I was kind of surprised, you know, I've never seen it in this packaging before. Let's see if there's any different from my favorite UCC Black. Yes, it's definitely different. Between these two, I think the UCC, it doesn't even have an English name to it, but this big bottle here is a little bit darker and richer. Just looking at the colors as well, you probably can see that. Can you see that? This has got a darker soy sauce color and this has got a lighter color. So definitely the UCC Black in this can, it's a smoother blend. It's not as strong, and it's easier for the palate. And this one, the bigger bottle, it's definitely got that stronger kick to it. In terms of the taste, it still tastes very, very similar. It's not bitter or hard to swallow. So yeah, all up, if I were to do a really quick summary, my top 3, I definitely will go with UCC Black, favorite. That's a no-brainer. Yeah, I actually will go with Suntory only because it's different, it's unique, and it's got that wheat berry yeast, and it's got that unique scent to it. The third one that I will pick is probably what made me find. Oh, actually, can I pick 2? I probably will pick 2. I'll pick both of these. I'm not picking them based on the packaging, I realize that. I'm picking them based on, you know, I'm picking them based on my requirement. I'll pick the UCC as an everyday drink. I'll pick the Kirin Fire coffee purely because it's a good kick if I need it. And I pick Suntory because it's the Premium Boss coffee, because it's unique and something different, you know. And I'll pick the Crown Sangria coffee as a pick-me-up in the afternoon, something that's not gonna stop me from sleeping at night. Easy to go with the palate. Say if I were to go with the afternoon snack and have some cake or a dessert, so I'll probably will go with this Crown coffee because it will wash down nicely. All in all, yeah, have you tried Japanese coffee before? If not, why not give it a go? All of them are not too expensive or pricey. I think I got them mostly at around $1 to $3 mark. Maybe the bigger ones are at about $3 to $4. Some of them, the smaller ones, you probably can get it for below $2. and the bigger ones that sits about $2 to $3, and I think I got this at about $5 to $6 AUD. So yeah, they're not too pricey. They are quite convenient. So yeah, that's a wrap for today's coffee taste test. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel, like my video, and also share it with your friends. I'll be back next week with new video content. See ya!